The Toyota Corolla behind me is one of the most popular cars in Australia. So why did I buy an MG4 electric car instead of this petrol one?
Please contribute. It really helps my independent, honest journalism. I'll show you the key features of the MG4 Electric Excite 51 and the Toyota Corolla Ascent Sport Hatch. They're both the base models in their range, and obviously that means they're the cheapest models in their range, which is important, as I'll explain in a second. The purchase price of a car is key, especially in the current cost of living crisis. The MG4, you might be surprised to find out, Excite 51 costs less drive away in New South Wales than the Corolla does. At the moment, the MG4 Excite 51 is $34,888 and the Corolla is $36,083. In fact, because of novated leasing encouragement by the federal government, the MG4 could be a lot cheaper if you can get it bundled with your pay using a novated lease and get tax advantages. Longer warranties mean peace of mind for your new car purchase. You'd be surprised to hear that the MG actually has a much longer warranty than the Corolla. MG warranties 10 years for the car and battery and 7 years for anti-perforation and paint for the bodywork. Whereas the Corolla is 5 years for the car, up to 7 years for the engine and driveline, and up to 10 years for the battery, as long as you get the regularly scheduled servicing done by Toyota. The MG4 is rear-wheel drive versus the Corolla, which is front-wheel drive. But what does that actually mean? Rear-wheel drive is a lot more fun, dynamic driving experience, and the MG4's 50-50 balanced weight from the front and back means it handles corners really well. Driving an MG4 is much more fun than driving a Corolla hatch. The MG4 has 125 kilowatts of power and 250 newton meters of torque versus the Corolla, which has 130 kilowatts of power and 142 newton meters of torque. But what does that actually mean? Well, the key thing to take away is more power and torque mean the MG4 Excite 51 has instant acceleration. It's really fun driving like a go-kart without the noise and vibration of a fossil fuel car. You'll enjoy it a lot more than driving a Corolla hatch, whether it's driving past a caravan on the highway that's going way below the speed limit or getting around traffic during day-to-day in the city. What about the refueling and recharging costs though? That's a great question. Per 100 kilometers, I calculated using my home recharging costs and local charger costs versus local petrol station costs. As you can see above, the MG4 is so much cheaper to charge compared to refueling a Corolla if you can use spare home solar or even if I use peak home grid power. So that's a surprising result. I wasn't expecting that. What about boot space and interior space? Well, the MG4 Excite 51 has 363 litres of boot space versus the Toyota Corolla Ascent Sports Hatch, which has 217 litres of boot space. That's a big difference. Also, with the interior, I used to drive my parents' Corolla hatchback when I was a youngster, and I found it a bit cramped because I'm 1.9 meters tall. Whereas the MG4 that I own myself, I find quite spacious. The reason for that is there's a lot more interior space in most electric cars because they have less parts that they have to shove into different places compared to an internal combustion fossil fuel car. One pedal driving is a feature that some electric cars like the MG4 have. What it means is regenerative braking adds energy back into your car battery every time you brake, like in heavy city traffic, or when you go down a slope or hill. Wait till you go down a really steep hill, such as from Sydney to Wollongong via the Mount Ousley incline, and see the amazing result. Your car will barely drop in battery at all by the time you get to the bottom of the hill. That's pretty amazing. If you were considering buying a Toyota Corolla hatchback, have I changed your mind and made you consider a electric hatchback like the MG4 Excite 51 instead? Let me know in the comments what you think. It's a pretty compelling option, I reckon. It's cheaper, the warranty's longer, it's faster, it's more fun to drive, and if you can charge at home, your cost of charging/refueling is so much less than paying for petrol stations all the time. Thanks for liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. It really helps me make more videos like this for you. And have a look at the suggested videos up above. I'm pretty sure you'll like those as well. Thanks, and see you later.